And I said to him, I completely, I woke up late. I woke up very, very late. And the reason why I woke up very, very late, and this is a complete justification, was because I had a night terror. And this is a night terror that made me wake up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. And I really struggled to go back to sleep after that. So I took that opportunity because all this while, this is not the first time I had a night terror. This is not the first time I had a very, very weird dream. And there's always seemed to be certain value, certain message, certain something that the dreams are trying to tell me, but I've always forgotten it before I managed to write it down. So this morning, when I woke up from the night terror, I took the opportunity to write it down. So I'm just gonna read out directly from that, and just to share with you guys and what was the lesson that I got from that experience. So I dreamt of another life where I was adopted child. I was an adopted child with a barren couple, which means the couple wasn't able to bear children. And the first thing the husband did was taught me a very weird, now that I say it out loud, it sounds very weird. It's called the buffalo dance ritual, which he does every day. And it involves jumping across 3 planks, 1, 2, 3, directly into a pool of mud while chanting uh, something along the lines of "Hey, hey, hey, oh, 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 hey, hey, oh, oh, oh," while kicking mud all over the place. And this was done. Then he would just go around after so 1, 2, 3, pool of mud. He would then go around, and then 1, 2, 3, pool of mud. So this is repeated 3 times. And funnily enough, it's as I was going through this experience, I can feel myself drifting into sleep and out of sleep. And whenever I drift out of sleep, it felt as if I knew this dance ritual all my life. Could this be a form of past life regression? I don't know. I have no idea. But basically, back to the dream. Supposedly, it was asking for blessing from the earth deity, and the deity speaks to the person doing the ritual when it's being done. And this couple, they live in a trailer, and there were chores to be done. I was busy with the chores when the father figure and the husband figure did it, so I did mine after the guy. And when it was my turn, instead of giving me planks to jump on, the wife, I dreamt the wife giving me thick squares of dough. Yeah, you heard me right. Squares of dough, like this, tiles made of dough, scattered with flour. So when I did my, so I went and did my turn, jump, 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 and then as I was doing that, inside my dream, I felt one with the earth. I felt the planet. It is now that I'm awake, I wasn't able to recall how it felt, but I remember just the moment I drifted off of the dream, I felt very. There was this amazing experience, and I couldn't recall the experience anymore. Now I felt the earth, I felt the deity. Sorry, I felt the earth, I felt the planet, but I did not hear the deity calling. And then it then approached evening as I keep on trying, and nothing called. So the wife put me to sleep. So now she's the mother figure in my dream. She consoled me, saying that it's okay. The deity didn't appear. She was sure that the deity will appear next time. And inside, now this is very funny part. Inside the dream, I felt myself falling fast asleep, like deep sleep. And it is like a deeper level of sleep than just a normal level of sleep. But I was woken up inside the dream by the feeling of something or someone watching me, and that was at that point in time I didn't feel any fear. I didn't feel any fear. I just looked around, and I saw in my vicinity there was a humanoid figure. It had a pale black and yellow face, and it looked like Darth Maul without the facial tattoos. I called, but the figure did not respond. I call again, but the figure turned less real as the more I call. And the more I call, the less real it seemed. And after trying a few times, I eventually gave up. So now I went to sleep again. Inside my dream, I went to sleep again. And this time it was an even deeper sleep. It was a very, very deep sleep. And I was woken up by a sensation of something holding firmly on my forearm, like that. So I opened my eyes. Inside the dream, I opened my eyes and saw again the same figure, the same body, cloaked in darkness, crouching next to my bed, holding firmly to my arm. That was when I became very, very terrified. So I hit the figure, but he was strong. I became very sure that inside the dream I have summoned up a demon, or instead of a deity, and I kept hitting the guy, but he wouldn't let go. So I kept hitting the figure, growing more and more scared the whole time. And that was when, for the second time, yesterday night, I felt my body grew very, very hot, very, very hot, and I sweat like a lot. My whole body was sweating inside my on my bed. I That was when I was basically shocked awake. Um, and I couldn't go back to sleep because I was so terrified. I could well and truly say that that was a night terror. The last time I felt something similar was another dream I had. I think a couple of months ago when I was exploring past life regression. Um, I couldn't remember the details of the dream, but I remember waking up in a similar way, and I remember just one thought, the thought that if there were ever a time for me to explore, for me to discover, if is there such a thing as reincarnation and alternate lifetimes, that would probably be the time for me to do it. But I was too afraid to let go. I was too afraid to go and explore. um, this was a very, very weird feeling because many people who know me knows that I am a very scientific, logical thinking person. But this dream was quite an experience. And as I sit and process this more and more, why is it that I got afraid? That was something that I was thinking. How did I become afraid of that figure? Um, if let's say I was in a okay, not to say that that situation was real, but if let's say this was real theoretically, and I did see something, why was I so sure and why was I so quick to make a judgment that it is evil? Just because I do not know, or I'm not familiar with something, it doesn't mean that that something must necessarily be out to harm me. But I thought that this was a very interesting experience, because just because something appeared that wasn't what I expected, I automatically became afraid of it. And this is a point of reflection that I think is very, very interesting for me to realize. Carl Jung, when he was conducting his experiment along the similar paths, he was allowing himself to dream all kinds of things. But the difference between Carl Jung and me is that he was able to go into the dreamscape without falling asleep. He was able to just like sit here and allow the so-called demons, the so-called unconscious mind, to come into the conscious mind, and he would then just take note of whatever that is happening. He saw many visions during those moments. I this is probably my first few times noticing such things. But as I develop myself in my psychology, I might be experiencing more of this. And if so, I would very much like to discover what are the alternative forms of response that I can give rather than trying to fight it. Because where does all these images come from? They come from my unconscious mind. And there are many things that I do not know about myself, just as I'm sure there are many things that many people do not know about themselves. Otherwise, why would there be such things as the shadow? Why would there be schizophrenia? Why would there be bipolar disorders. All of these happen is because we definitely do not know many things about ourselves. So if we allow, or rather, if I allow myself to go through this situation, if I allow myself to experience more of these things, I'll be able to learn much, much more. I believe I will be able to experience and learn from many things that I never have thought of before. Because NLP has taught us that there are many data, there are many, many things that is being stored at the back of our mind. It's just that we aren't aware of those things. So if you were to imagine a retail store, there is the front of the shop and then there is the back of the shop. The back of the shop is where all the goods are being kept, but it is not 100% organized. It is not on display. So therefore, it is not being allowed to seep into the conscious mind. But what geniuses are able to do is that they are able to remove the wall, they remove the barrier between the conscious and the subconscious. And when this wall is completely removed, whatever that can be seen, it can be seen all over, all the way to the back of the store. And that, I think, is a very, very powerful mental power to have. So that's it, guys. That's what I feel like sharing. Hi, Alicia. That's what I feel like sharing. If you enjoy my sharing today, say something, drop a like so I know, and I can feel encouraged to continue keeping this up. Anyway, that's the end of today's session. I shall see you guys again. Hopefully, I can wake up tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I commit to not oversleep tomorrow morning, and I shall see you guys at 6:45 a.m. See you.